My beloved soul, feel the peace that comes from knowing you are never alone. I have been here by your side, observing the silent bravery with which you have faced your days. I have seen your faith, sometimes strong as a rock, and at other times, faint as a candle flame amid a gust of wind. I know the exhaustion that has settled in your spirit, not a physical weariness, but that of the soul, which comes from fighting the same battles, praying the same prayers, and waiting for a change that seems never to arrive. You have felt spiritually dry, like land longing for rain. You perform your rituals, lift your thoughts to me, but the vibrant connection, the ardent certainty that once moved you, seems distant. You wonder if I still hear you, if your words reach me, or if they are lost somewhere between heaven and earth. Today, I came personally to breathe upon the almost extinguished embers of your hope. I came to tell you that the season of spiritual drought is concluding. What I am about to show you next could transform your walk, because I am not talking about a small drizzle, but a torrential rain of renewal that is about to soak the earth of your heart. I heard every silent cry, collected every tear of weariness, and felt the weight of your perseverance, and my answer is on the way. It is not just another promise for a distant future. It is an action I have already initiated in the spiritual realms, and that is about to appear in your life in a way you do not expect. I am sending something new. It is not a repetition of what you have lived. It is not a patch for your old faith. It is a completely new experience with me. A new wine that will fill your cup until it overflows. Where doubt grew, I will plant an unshakable certainty. Where tiredness paralyzed you, I will release a strength that is not yours, but mine. Where spiritual monotony settled, I will bring an adventure of discoveries that will make you feel alive again. This message is the sound of the first raindrops. It is the announcement that change is in the air. Do not quit now, my child. You persevered for so long. Remain just a little longer, for what is coming will be worth every second of waiting. Before continuing the message, write this statement of faith in the comments. My faith strengthens me every moment. This is your act of opening your heart to receive the rain I am sending. It is your declaration that you are ready for the new. Now, continuing the message, prepare your spirit. What was once effort will change into grace. What was a burden will change into a privilege. Your life of faith is about to change from black and white to vibrant colors you did not even know existed. And it all begins now. My child, pay attention to what comes next. For it is essential so you can fully receive what I have for you. To grasp the new I am sending, you must first understand why the old lost its strength. Your faith did not weaken because of your fault or lack of love on your part. It wore down because you were trying to nourish your present with yesterday's bread. You were living on the memories of past experiences with me, trying to recreate feelings from old encounters, clinging to disclosures that were given for another season of your life. And I do not blame you for that. When the land is dry, it is natural to look for any water source, even if it is only the memory of the last rain. But I am a God of the now, of the present. I am not a memorial to be visited, but a fountain of living water that flows continuously. The weariness you feel is the tiredness of trying to pump water from a well that dried up, not because the source ran out, but because I opened a new source in another part of your land, and you have not yet discovered it. You have striven so hard, so sincerely to keep the flame lit with the old oil. But the oil I used to illuminate your past is not the same that I reserved for your future. Your perseverance amid the dryness was your test. It was the proof of your love and your faithfulness. You kept seeking me even when you did not feel it, kept believing even when you did not see it. And this faithfulness in the little, in the dry, qualified you for the much, for the abundant. I needed to allow your own strength to run out completely so you could eventually stop trying by yourself and open yourself to receive my strength in a radically new way. Your weakness was not a sign of failure. It was the prerequisite for the miracle. It was the emptying of your vessel so I could fill it with a superior quality wine. The something new I am sending would not fit in your old wineskins, in your old mental and religious structures. It would break everything. Therefore, I allowed the old to become unsatisfactory. It was an act of love to create in you a desperate desire for more, for the new, for the authentic. There is something essential you need to grasp before continuing. Your point of exhaustion is my starting point. Your declaration of, "I can't take it anymore," is music to my ears. For it is the invitation for me to enter and do what only I can do. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, "I trust in the Lord." By doing this, you are handing over the keys to your weariness, letting go of control, and allowing me to take the lead in a new and powerful way. You strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence, to cry out. If this message has touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Rejoice, my child. The end of your strength is the glorious start of mine. My precious soul, what is the first showing of this something new I am sending? It is a new perception. I am at this moment breathing upon your spiritual eyes, cleaning the dust of routine and the mist of disappointment, where before you saw only the common, the mundane, the repetitive. You will begin to see my signature, my touch, my hidden beauty in the details. Your faith will be renewed not by a spectacular event, but by the rediscovery of my presence in everything. You will look at the sunrise and not just see another day beginning, but you will feel my promise of mercies that are renewed every morning, speaking directly to your heart. You will hear a bird song, and it will not just be a sound, but a celestial melody assuring you that I care for you with even greater zeal. A kind word from a stranger, a gesture of love from a loved one, an unexpected solution to a small problem. All of this will change into a sign, a wink from me to you saying, "I am here, I see you, I care for you." The world around you will not change, but your way of seeing it will be radically changed. It is as if you were watching your life on a black and white television, and suddenly, someone pressed a button, and everything became vibrantly colored. This new perception will fill you with a gratitude you have not felt for a long time. Gratitude is the fertile soil where faith flourishes. When you start to acknowledge my goodness in the small daily miracles, your confidence for the great miracles strengthens exponentially. You will step out of survival mode, where you only asked for deliverance, and enter worship mode, where you celebrate my constant presence. What I am about to show you next could transform your life, for this new vision is not something you have to strive to reach. It is a gift I am releasing over you now. Just receive it. Ask me, "Father, open my eyes," and I will open them. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Revelation 21:5, which says, "He who was seated on the throne said, 'I am making everything new.' Then he said, 'Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true.' I am making your perception new, your heart new, your faith new. Write in the comments, 'I receive this message and I am blessed,' and send love and protection to the person you love, declaring that God's new is also coming for them. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. And before we proceed, let me guide you to something I have prepared to strengthen your faith even more. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day walk waiting for you. Each day was created so I can speak to you more deeply. If you wish to follow this path, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue the message. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Thus, you receive more messages of light. Prepare to fall in love with life again, not because life will be perfect, but because you will have eyes to see the perfection of my love amid the imperfection of existence. My blessed soul, for this new perception to settle and bear fruit, we need to prepare the ground of your heart. A garden cannot flourish if it is full of weeds and stones, and the greatest weeds that smother a renewed faith are the hurts and resentments of the past. You cannot see the beauty of my new if your eyes are still blurred with the tears of old wounds. Therefore, the second wave of this renewal I am sending is a deep emotional healing. I know you carry disappointments, people you trusted who let you down, dreams you cherished that did not materialize as you expected, prayers you offered that apparently went unanswered. Each of these experiences left a small fissure in your soul, and through these fissures, your faith slowly leaked out, like water from a cracked jar. You tried to be strong, tried to ignore, tried to move on. But the truth is that these unhealed wounds became a weight, an anchor that keeps you tied to the past and prevents you from sailing into the new waters I have for you. Today, I, the physician of souls, want to operate on your heart. I want to touch every one of those painful memories, not to make you suffer again, but to apply my balm of healing. And the main surgical tool we will use together is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the act of letting go of the anchor. It is your decision to stop punishing someone for the mistake they made, and that includes stopping punishing yourself. Forgiving is not forgetting. It is choosing to no longer allow the memory to have power over your present and your future. It is handing me your right to be hurt, your right to want justice, and trusting that I am a righteous judge and will care for all things. I want you to think of those people who hurt you. I know it hurts, but holding on to resentment is like holding a burning coal to throw at someone. The first person to get burned is you. Releasing them is not a gift for them. It is a gift of freedom for yourself. You are clearing the channel so my love and my peace can flow freely in your life again. And now, the most important step, forgiveness toward yourself. You blame yourself for wrong decisions, for being naive, for not having acted differently. My child, you did the best you could with the awareness you had. I already forgave you the moment you regretted it. My grace covered all your flaws. Now, you need to receive that grace and extend it to yourself. Look at the woman you were with compassion, not with judgment. It was she who brought you here. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. By doing this, you are pulling out the weeds by the root. You are preparing a rich and clean soil so that the seeds of your new faith can germinate, grow strong, and produce fruits of joy and peace that you have not experienced for a long time. Healing is an essential part of the new I have for you. My precious soul, with your eyes opened by a new perception and your heart cleansed by the healing of forgiveness, the third dimension of this something new I am sending is a new way of hearing. I know one of your greatest anxieties has been the feeling of a divine silence. You cry out, speak, pour out your soul, and often the answer you perceive is the echo of your own voice. This made you question if your tuning was wrong or if I was distant. The truth, my child, is that I never stopped speaking. What happened is that you were expecting to hear me in the same way as always, on the same channels, with the same frequency. But for your new season, I changed my way of communicating with you. I am instructing you to hear with your heart, and not just with your ears. The new in our communication is the subtlety, the closeness, the constant conversation that is woven into the fabric of your daily life. You will hear me not only in moments of formal prayer, but in the middle of your routine. It will be a sudden intuition while washing dishes, a clarity that arises while walking, a word of wisdom that sprouts in your mind during a conversation. It will be a feeling of peace that floods you, confirming a decision, or an inexplicable discomfort, alerting you to a danger. I am training your spiritual sensitivity. I want you to recognize me in the soft word, in the gentle touch, in the inspiration that seems to come out of nowhere. For this, it is necessary to cultivate inner silence. The world is noisy. Your own mind is noisy, full of worries, plans, and fears. And this noise has drowned out my voice. The invitation of this new time is for you to create small oases of silence in your day. It does not have to be an hour of meditation. It can be 5 minutes before getting out of bed, a moment in the car with the radio turned off, a pause to take a deep breath before a meeting. In these small spaces, you signal to your soul and to me that you are available to listen. Beyond intuition, I will speak to you in unexpected ways, through the lyrics of a song that plays suddenly, through a passage in a book that jumps out at you. through a dream that brings you a message, through nature that reflects my glory. I am expanding your spiritual vocabulary. Let go of the rigidity of how you think I should speak. Open yourself to the creativity of your God. I am infinite in my ways of communicating. What I want you to grasp is that our communication is becoming less of an event and more of an atmosphere. It is a continuous dialogue. Your part is to be attentive, present in the moment with an open and curious heart, asking, Father, what are you telling me now in this situation? This posture of active listening will transform your life. The feeling of solitude will dissipate, for you will realize that you are in an uninterrupted conversation with me. Anxiety will decrease, for you will receive my guidance in real time. Your faith will be immensely renewed, because faith comes from hearing, and you are about to hear me like you have never heard before. My child, with a new vision, a healed heart, and a new capacity to hear, we reach the fourth and powerful wave of renewal, a new strength. The weariness you felt was the result of trying to live your spiritual life with your own energy. You tried to be patient, tried to be good, tried to forgive, tried to trust, all with your limited willpower. And inevitably, you ran out, because the life of faith I called you to was not designed to be lived with human power. It is a supernatural life, which requires supernatural power. The something new I am sending is an infusion of my own power into your being. It is the exchange of your weakness for my strength. It is the fulfillment of the promise that my power is perfected in your weakness. How does this happen practically? It happens when you change your prayer. Instead of saying, Father, give me strength to endure, you will start saying, Father, be my strength in this moment. I cannot do it, but you in me can. This small change of perspective is revolutionary. It takes the pressure off your shoulders and puts it on mine, which are wide enough to carry any burden. When you face a situation that challenges you, instead of tensing the muscles of your soul to try to overcome it, your first reaction will be to relax and surrender to my strength that dwells in you. If you need to forgive someone and cannot find love in your heart, you will say, Father, love through me, because my love has run out. If you need patience with an irritating situation, you will whisper, Spirit of God, show your patience in me now. If fear tries to paralyze you, you will declare, I do not have the strength for this, but the God who moves mountains lives in me, and in him I can do all things. This is the life of grace. It is not the absence of effort, but an effort that flows from a place of rest and trust, not tension and anxiety. It is like a sailboat. The sailor needs to work, adjust the sails, hold the rudder. But the force that moves the boat is not theirs. It is the unseen force of the wind. Your part is to keep the sails of your heart open and adjusted in the direction of my will. My part is to blow with the wind of my spirit and take you to places you would never reach with the strength of your own oars. This new strength will make you resilient in a way you have never been. The storms of life will still come, but they will no longer sink you, because your anchor will be set in me. Criticisms will no longer destroy you, because your identity will be secure in my love. Tiredness will no longer dominate you, because you will have learned to connect continuously to the inexhaustible source of all energy. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple, Lord, be my strength today and always is your declaration of dependence that unlocks the unlimited power of heaven in your life. You were called to be more than a conqueror, but that is only possible when you stop fighting with your own weapons and start fighting with mine. And my strength is now more than ever available to you. My precious soul, you now have new eyes to see, a healed heart to feel, new ears to hear, and a new strength to walk. But what is all this for? What is the purpose of this deep work of renewal in your life? The something new I am sending is not just for your personal benefit, so you feel better and more at peace. It is an empowerment for a new level of purpose. I am renewing your faith because I have a mission for you in this new season of your life. Your renewed faith is not a final destination. It is the fuel for your next great adventure with me. For a long time, perhaps you saw your purpose as something grand and distant, something for more special or more talented people. Today, I want to demystify that. Your purpose is not a career or a title. It is the overflow of what I am doing inside you to the world around you. With your new perception, your purpose will be to point out my beauty to others. You will become a person who helps the spiritually blind to see. With a simple word of encouragement, you will help someone see my hand in their own life. With your contagious gratitude, you will inspire others to seek the miracles in their own days. With your healed heart, your purpose will be to be an agent of healing. Your story of overcoming, the lessons you learned from your pain, will change into medicine for other wounded souls. You will have a compassion and wisdom that can only be born of someone who walked through the valley and came out of it with me. With your new ability to hear my voice, your purpose will be to be a bearer of wisdom and guidance. You will become the person who, amid chaos and confusion, brings a word of clarity, a celestial perspective, to your children, your friends, your community. You will be a beacon of light, guiding them with a wisdom that is not yours, but that flows through you. With your new strength, your purpose will be to be a pillar of stability and hope. In a world that trembles with fear and uncertainty, your peace and your unshakable trust in me will be a powerful testimony. You will be the calm person in the middle of the storm, the anchor for those who are adrift. Your life will become living proof that it is possible to live without fear when you are secure in my arms. Do not underestimate the power of your ordinary purpose. It is in the small acts of love, encouragement, wisdom, and peace, born of your renewed faith, that my kingdom advances on earth. I'm not calling you to a stage, but to live authentically your new life wherever you are. And the brightness of your renewed faith will be so intense that it will illuminate everyone around you. Your greatest joy will no longer come from receiving blessings, but from becoming one. And that, my child, is the peak of the life of faith. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of this path of disclosure, but the glorious start of your renewed life. Together we walked from the desert of your exhaustion to the banks of this river of living waters that is the new I am sending. We saw how your perception, your heart, your spiritual hearing, and your strength are being completely remade by me. We understood that all this culminates in a new and powerful sense of purpose. Now, the final question is, how do you walk and live in this new reality? How do you keep this river flowing? The answer is simple, and at the same time, profound. By daily surrender and constant celebration. Daily surrender is your morning act of handing yourself over to me again. It is waking up and, even before your feet touch the floor, whispering, "Good morning, Father. Today, once more, I am yours. Use my eyes to see, my ears to hear, my heart to love, and my strength to serve. I surrender to your plan for this day." This small prayer of surrender is the key that opens the floodgates of grace for your day. It keeps you humble, dependent, and connected to the source. Constant celebration is your practice of living with your eyes open to my goodness, as we learned. It is the habit of pausing throughout the day to be grateful. Grateful for the hot cup of coffee, the smile of a grandchild, a successful task, a moment of peace. Every act of gratitude is like throwing wood on the fire of your faith, keeping it lit and shining. Gratitude seals your healing, strengthens your perception, and keeps you in an atmosphere of miracle. Do not worry about being perfect. There will be days when you will feel weak again, days when the old weariness will try to knock on your door. On those days, do not despair. Just run to me more quickly. Recall this conversation, reread these words, and simply surrender once more. My grace is sufficient and my power is perfected exactly in those moments. You are no longer alone on this walk. I am not just your God, but your constant companion, your trainer, your greatest encourager. I am invested in your success, your joy, the blossoming of your soul. What I began in you, I am faithful to complete. Rise, my renewed child. Leave this meeting of ours not as the tired woman who arrived, but as the bearer of a new, vibrant, and contagious faith. The world needs your light. Your family needs your peace. And I rejoice in seeing the beauty of my work flourishing in you. If this message resonated with you and with your situation, write in the comments, "God renews my strength and hope every day." Your words strengthen your faith and also light the way for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to guide you to something I have prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, for spiritual reconnection, for a new purpose, and for prosperity that comes from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open pathways. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where, daily, I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Begin this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.